Okay, so let's talk about algebra for a second. When you look at a question like this, I want you to remember that each side of the equal sign has to be the same. That's why we call it equals. So if this side has to equal the same thing as this side. So we talked about how in algebra you always know two pieces of information, and we do know two pieces of information in this one. We know that there are 8 apples here, and we know that there are 3 apples here, and this is what we don't know. Okay, so we have to figure out what we don't know. And in order to do that, we can do it in a couple of different ways. Let's get rid of that, it's hard to see. We could go and we can count on from 3 until we get to 8 to figure out what the difference is. So we could go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 would get us to the right answer. We could also do this. If we know that there's 3 on this side, we could take 3 away from that total, and what we have left would then be our answer. And thankfully, we got the same thing on both at both attempts. So when we counted on, we got 5, and when we took away, we also had 5 left. So we know that 3 plus 5 equals 8. Therefore, both of our sides are equal. So that means that we did it properly. So let's try this one. B part. Kind of the same idea. We know 2 pieces of information. Here's what we don't know. But we do know that this is in fact 5 and this is 2. And we know that we have to add A. A is just the variable. We had that come up before. The variable is the thing we don't know. So if we were going to write an equation for this, we would say 5 on one side is equal to 2 plus something. And we want to know what that something is. We want to know what that variable is, or A in this case. Or the question mark is also the variable. So how can we do this? Well, we can count on from what we have. We have 2, and we know we need to get to 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we could add those 3 and we would have our total. Or we could take it away, what we have, take that away from the total over on this side, and then we'll see what we have left. So we have 2 over here. So let's take those 2 away from this side, and we have 3 left. Oops. So that tells me that we can change this answer to 3. And let's see if both of these, if these sides both make sense. So if this side is 5, and then now I know my variable, I'm going to take that A away and turn it into a 3. We know that 2 plus 3 is 5, and we know, well, that 5 is 5. So that's, both sides are equal. That equal sign, both sides are equal. Let's go to the next one. This one looks a little bit different because now the total is over here this time. So our total this time is 2, 4, 6, 8. We have 8 again as our total. We still don't know this. We'll call this one A. It's our variable. We don't know that yet. But we do know that over here we have 5. Okay, so 5 plus something, A, equals to 8. So 5 plus something is 8, and over here 8 is obviously 8. So again, we could decide to count on from 5 until we get to 8 and see how many we have to count. So 5, 6, 7, 8. We would need 3. Or we could do it the other way, where we have our total and we take away what we already know we have. We already know we have 5. And then what would be left? 3. So, oops, making that really messy, sorry. So if we remove that variable, we know that the answer is going to have to be 3. We can double check that answer by saying 5 plus 3 is 8, and this side is 8, so both sides are equal. So that equal sign, this side equals 8, and so does this. So we've equaled them out. Our last example, let's take a look here. So we have 2 variables that we, or sorry, not variables, we have 2 pieces of information that we know. We know that this is 2 apples. It's pretty easy to see. Plus a variable of apples, we don't know yet, equals a total of 2, 4, 6, 7 apples. Okay, so we know 2 pieces of information and we need to know that 3rd piece. Again, we can start with what we have and count on until we get to 7. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or we could take the total that we already have and take away what we have from over here. So we take away this guy, we take away this guy, and we would have 5 left. Just like over here, if we counted on, we had to count 5 times to get our answer. So let's double check our answer. As always, double check. 2 plus 5 equals 7. Yep. And there's a total of 7 apples over here. So then our answer is correct. Oh, like always, if you have any questions or comments, or you're not sure, or you need a little bit more clarification, reach out to me on Google Hangouts, and we can have a video chat, or we can chat back and forth just texting on there, or you can reach out to me through Seesaw if that's easier for you. But don't struggle alone. I'm always here to help. Okay? Bye!